was really good actually. Good to be back. Actually not like in the cold weather at the moment.
Oh, you must have enjoyed
Bro.
such a beautiful sunshine, beautiful weather.
Only one day of rain, and that was in Alatau, but everywhere else, 30 degrees, humidity at 100%, bro. It was, so good out there. So I was fucking sad to come back. I didn't want to come back, but yeah, it was good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, good to have you back.
Bro, thank you. Good to be back.
Yeah, that's
I said that last time, but it's good to be back again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We got the three uncles back together again.
Yeah.
I know you guys saw on the last ep we had the three uncles, but you get it again.
Yes.
That's why we're here.
That's why.
But Jackman, mate, give us some insight into your trip, brother. How was everything?
Bro, it was really good. So a little bit more detail. So we went to the Port of Brisbane at Pinkin Bar. Bro, I never knew of this place. I was like, where are we going? The taxi driver taking us there, I was like, fuck, this is ages away.
Yeah.
But yeah, got on the ship around 3 p.m. on the 7th of June. And then our first stop was at Alatau on the 10th. So it was 2.5 hours that we spent on the cruise. 2.5 days, sorry, on the cruise to travel all the way there. And it was traveling about 18 knots. Because on the screen, you have in your TV, in your room, it tells you what the speed was, the total distance traveled, how far it was to go to the next destination and things like that. So you could instead of the captain announcing it every time, you could see where you were. So it was really good. And then we spent the 8th and the 9th on the sea. Yeah. So going up from Brisbane to Cairns, we went past Cairns, went all the way to the Coral Sea. Yeah. And then we got to Alatau on the 10th, and then we got there at 6 a.m. in the morning. Bro, just seeing people on the canoe, because the ship's quite big. It's called a Pacific Encounter, and seeing canoes and dinghies on the side, they were so small compared to it, but just reminds me of being back at Lelefu, like 600 ways. Bro, so good, but
excellent.
Yeah, so we got off the ship, did a tour, went to a school, which was really good to go and see local schools back in PNG, and it had grade 1 to grade 8. Yeah. And they had 4 different classes in each year. So A, B, C, and D. This kid took us around. He gave me this thing on my arm, which is nice. It's just like, it says PNG, mate. So people know that, like, I'm like, PNG.
Reggae colours.
Yes. But yeah, it was good. And we went around to a local village, which they showed us how to do saksak or sago.
Yeah, finally.
So I took a video of what the process is. So the sago palms, after they get that, the men have this iron crowbar that they chip away at the sago, and then they get the fiber, and the ladies pick that up with a basket. They transfer it into this thing. It's like a funnel thing that flows through. So they have a blockage that stops
like a filter
that stops it from coming through, and then I'll see if I can share the video so we can put it up, because it's a good, interesting process. And they talked about clay pots and the cooking. They showed us how to cook in the local villages when they like, you know how we use a pillay, they use shells. So they showed us how that was done, and just dances. The Milne Bay province, and they talked about the Battle of Milne Bay.
Did you see the soups?
Bro, and then they'll come out to the tourists and like, the tourists are like, So all the Lapuns, because like on the cruise there's so many elderly people, which is, but yeah, it was honestly so good. Like, and then we went to Rabaul. After I went to the bottom of Mount Tavuru. And then we went to Kokopo, went to the markets there.
Oh, beautiful market there.
Bro, so good. I bought a shirt there. And then we went to Bitapaka War Cemetery. The one thing I didn't know about Rabaul is how religious the place is. Because everywhere you travel to, there's crosses at certain places. And the lady that was taking us around, she was Catholic, and she was saying that they're prayer stations where the crosses are. So I think, and then driving and seeing all the coconuts. She also told us that, I don't know if you guys know this or if this is actually true, but the coconuts were brought over by Queen Emma.
Queen Emma.
And she planted it all around.
She had plantations.
Tonga. So with that, I was just like, why are there so many coconuts? But it actually is
Yeah.
stories behind that, and
Yeah.
and driving to Kokopo, you could just drive on that highway where there's coconuts on left, right.
Yeah.
So good.
Oh, it's
That's
just
one of the nicest drives.
yeah.
Actually, the one that beats that is Buluminski.
Yeah,
Highway
Buluminski.
Where's that at?
in New
New
Island.
Island, bro.
yeah.
East Coast.
Yeah,
It's
it
fun.
goes all the way from Kavang all the way down to like Namatanai, which is
Bro, white
Oh.
sandy beaches all the way. You're in paradise when you
yeah,
go.
it's like a 6-hour drive to Namatanai, I think. Yeah, but that's the next one.
That's the
Yes,
next one.
because
That's the next
with the
one.
cruise, that's the other stop. They go up to KVN and like near those places. So
Yeah,
I think that'd be another place to go. And then
yeah, for
we went
sure.
to Kirawina after that. Bro, the carvings that they do there.
Oh, yes.
I bought this fruit bowl back, 80 kina, like $35 odd dollars. Big, good size.
Yeah.
Rachel and her family got other things too as well.
Yeah.
But just the village itself, how they don't have a lot, but they use what they have to make these
Yeah.
carvings that look
Dark
so
wood,
good.
ebony.
Yeah, is that what it
Ooh.
is? Because we're trying to ask the locals, but obviously it's hard because like they're like, yeah, excellent. And like they don't even know what wood they like. Some of them do, but some that sell it don't.
Rosewood, I think rosewood.
Yeah, rosewood was one. Yeah,
They do.
I think it's called New Guinea rosewood.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that
that's
was.
it.
And one thing I noticed, which I don't think they do, or if you guys can tell us, they use those kiwi shoe polish to get that coat.
Yeah, yeah.
And they, so we saw those kiwi shoe polishes with the things that they were selling to us, but it was empty. So I was, Rachel's old man actually said that. Do they? I wonder if they use that to polish the shoes because they had this dark brown color.
Yeah,
So you know
well,
how-
that the
Yeah,
like
that-
varnish or the
Varnish,
finish
yes,
to get it
yeah.
dark and shiny.
That's
Yeah.
that's probably something that they use. So and then
Oh.
yeah, just seeing the island, it wasn't as clear as the last destination, which was Conflict Island.
Yeah.
Bro, that was, the water was
Unreal.
so clear. I felt like I was, if PNG could sell that as well as they do with the Bora Bora and places like that, we would,
Oh, bro. Yeah.
like the tourists in the amount obviously it's privately owned as we said in the last episode, but there's islands like New Island, and you guys were talking about before that. If we
Duke of
could,
York.
yeah,
Another
If we could-
paradise spot.
Yeah.
if we could promote places like this and just show to the world how beautiful it is, because it was, I felt like I was in another country. Like I was like PNG. We don't know about how beautiful it is. And people want to go to Europe for cold weather and warm weather and stuff, and they can just go back like, wow.
No
No,
shade, no shade.
but yeah, things like that where it's just. And then also one thing that I really took out of the trip was history.
Yeah,
Just hearing people talk about Alatau, the Battle of Milne Bay. We went to this war cemetery in Milne Bay, and then we went to the Bitapaka war cemetery in Rabaul, and the history of Rabaul itself with the Germans ruling it then, Japan. We went to this war bunker where the Japanese had, I think it was General Yamamoto, his war bunker, and bro, the war bunker was so small.
Yeah.
And imagine how hot that would be when it's 30 degrees, humidity is 100%. I was struggling and I was tall, but just like,
Yeah.
it's just,
They had like a literal underground city. There's
Yeah.
a tunnel from one end of the mountain to the other. Yeah, Rabaul town is littered with
Yeah.
tunnels all around the.
they said it
around
was
the
365 barge tunnels.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah.
Shit.
And
Insane.
we went to this one where there was in a local village. They were getting tourists to walk up and see an old barge tunnel, and we walked up these stairs, and we could see how it was 200 meters deep. But because it was old, there's a limit of how many people can go up and down. But one of the tour guides that one of the tours that were on the same cruise as us, they allowed too many people to go up the barge tunnel, and it fell down. And one of the tourist guys had a injury, so he had to be flown back to Brisbane. But like I think it was like that was the only bad thing that happened from the cruise. But everything else, bro, I would recommend it if you want a holiday that's short. You're not paying a lot. You don't have to worry about so much. Organized.
Yeah.
You have your food, your lunch, your dinner, and then all you have to do is pay for the tours, which I did to go to Rabaul. And even if you go to Kirawina and Conflict Island, you don't have to pay for tours. You could just do your own thing.
Yeah.
So I went snorkeling.
Ooh,
Bro, the
nice.
coral was. I saw this blue fish. It was. the bluest fish I've ever seen. I don't know what fish it's called,
Like
but
Dory from
yeah,
Finding
bro.
Nemo.
It was so blue. I was like, fuck, it looked like a movie or
That's
something.
nice.
That's crazy good.
Yeah,
Um,
that's nice.
But yeah, it was just overall, I didn't have any expectations of the cruise or the tour itself, but I walked away and I was like, I'd recommend it to people that want a holiday that's reasonably priced. Like P&O was the bottom of the budget
Yeah.
sort of cruise wise because you have
Ooh.
Carnival,
Okay.
which are the top end,
Yep.
and then they go to Alaska or places like that.
Yeah.
There's a cruise from England to New York, but that's also the same cruise that the Titanic is.
No, thanks.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good.
But there's other cruises, but that one it's just good to be back home to as well, and
Yeah.
just 2 weeks, good weather, lot of beers. But
Yes.
by the end, I got a bit over the drinking because I was just having too much of it. So I
Yeah.
think it was just, and then the food, bro.
When you're getting, 15 drinks a day,
Yeah.
that's what you
Yes,
pay for.
exactly.
Drinks a day.
So
Unlimited, pretty much.
yeah, and then
Nice.
the food, bro. It was top quality restaurants. Dragon Lady. Oh, you go.
What was the star food dish? of the
Bro,
trip?
there was this musman curry. Ooh, beef
Musman
musman curry. And then I had ramen fried chicken. I don't know.
What?
I don't know how they were made.
Ramen fried chicken.
So I think
I
they-
think they cook it in the ramen sauce.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bro,
Then
it
fried.
was,
Oh, man.
it was in the same restaurant called Dragon Lady. Oh, bro.
Food's getting to
Bro, it was so good. And then they had this Italian restaurant called Angelo's.
on the
And then-
ship.
On the ship, and then they had another
How many
one.
restaurants did they?
There was three that is a complimentary, and there's other 3 that you have to pay for.
Oh, okay.
One's called Luke's Bar and Grilled, so that's paid for. But if you're lucky, you get a $200 credit if you purchase the tickets at a certain time.
Oh, okay.
So we did that,
Yeah.
and we were able to get the $200 credit. So we went to
What
Luke's
was
Bar.
Luke's bar? Like barbecue,
Yeah,
Texas.
Texas, a lobster tail, steak. Bro, they cooked me a well done steak, and I'd asked for medium rare, and they gave me another one.
Oh.
So I had 2 steaks for the price of one,
Yeah.
and the second one they provided was cooked so good, bro.
Wow.
I was just so rattled about how much food I had. I'm coming back to chicken, rice, and broccoli. Oh.
You're on holiday, so you
Yeah, bro.
Have to
indulge.
Yeah.
Have to.
And on the cruise, the drinks were you had 8 or 10 cocktails
Yeah.
that were part of the package.
Yep.
Most of the spirits were like Captain Morgan, rum, Jack Daniels,
Oh shit.
all of those.
Good shelf.
Dangerous.
And then I also got the soft drink and water package. So
Yeah.
I just showed my part, but that wasn't part of that wasn't part of the drinks package. So you could that didn't count towards your drinks. So you could just get alcohol and so and then the soft drink and the
Yeah.
and then they had a buffet which was called the pantry, which you can just go and eat lunch, breakfast, or dinner. You don't have to book or anything.
Yeah.
And that they had also good selections from there. Curry. They had this Filipino dish called pork adobo. Or
Adobo.
Adobo. Oh, bro.
Pork adobo.
Oh. Dude, it was so good with some chili oil. Oh, bro, and rice. I was in heaven.
Half soup, right? Half. Is it?
Yeah. Oh, it was. It's. I had most of the meat because they were serving it and then they didn't.
Yeah.
Taro was taro in it.
No, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was. And then I had. Yeah, so there's Mexican with the pantry, Chinese,
Oh, Chinese.
Indian, Filipino cuisine, and the desserts, bro. Oh, literally, the cruise was just food and drinks.
Yeah.
And we spent 6 days on the water, so
You
we had-
just have to
Bro.
eat and drink.
they had a table tennis thing, basketball court on the fucking
Yeah.
cruise. So I was up there shooting basketball.
Oh, that's fun.
Bro, it was so good. And they had 4 different pools on the
Did
cruise.
they have a slide on one of them?
Yeah, bro, there's a slide at the very top of the thing.
Yes. Did you go on the slide?
Bro, I didn't. I was so mad. Because I wanted to go with Rachel, but the times when we wanted to go, there was packed. Because kids
kids, man.
Kids were just going, and then there was a
kids.
Fucking bonk them kids now.
They had a youth center on
the
the ships for the kids.
While mummy and daddy's going getting fucked up.
Yeah.
Kids go and play basketball slide.
There's also a nightclub on the cruise. It's called Altitude because it's at the very top.
What the hell?
And the ship's designed so that it goes and it sits on its own, overhanging overlooking the water.
Oh shit!
Fuck. It was just an eye opener. I was like, fuck, man.
And what about the show you went and saw?
Tell us about that show,
Bro. People rave about it, but I didn't like it.
Bit of burlesque.
Yeah. It was called Blankety Blank.
Black on black.
It was some
Blank. Oh, B-L-A-N-C.
Yeah. Blank.
Blonde de Blanc.
Oh yeah. Actually, I think that's it's a French show. It was like
French.
But then the guy that
It's like Sauvignon Blanc.
Blondie Blanc. Yeah.
Blonde on blonde. Okay.
There was
Cut.
another show that I liked was the comedian from Melbourne. His name's Ashley something, I can't remember, but he was an African American bloke and just talked about people from Ipswich, bagged out Collingwood supporters. And he also talked about, you know how that KFC ad on TV that comes on and there's something awkward that happens? And then
Someone said,
so bro, he was talking about an awkward moment when, I don't know if I will tell this joke properly, so we might have to cut it out, but he was talking about he has a routine every morning. I don't know if this is PG enough to be shared on the thing, but he's talking about every morning. His wife gets up early to go to the gym, and he stays in bed, and he has a routine where he gets up and watches porn and does his thing.
wow!
And then, I don't know if this is made up, but his wife, and they have a parrot. They just bought a parrot.
Yeah.
And the parrot repeats everything that the parrot hears.
Yeah.
And the parrot started barking because they have a next door neighbor that has a dog that barks. So the parrot would go, "Rah, rah, 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 rah." And then, so one morning, the lady goes to the gym and he thinks that his wife's gone to the gym. He hears the car goes, so he starts getting and does his thing.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, he comes down the stairs and the wife's sitting there and she's just upset. And then she's sitting next to the parrot and the parrot's saying, "Fuck me out."
Wow!
And then she's just like, "What are you doing?" No, I don't know if this it just sounds like too good to me.
Yeah. It probably happened.
Yeah. Oh, bro, that was another joke as well he said. But I won't go. But that was probably my favorite one because it was just so funny. Like, he just said things that you'd get, because he was bagging out how Australians, they try to sum up everything with shorter versions of the word, like arvo instead of afternoon. So he was just bagging everyone, and it was just funny. And he talked about the first time he had Vegemite. He thought it was Nutella. So he took a big scoop of it, ate it, and he thought it was a bad batch. So he went and bought another one and did the same thing. Bro, you have to look him up. It's actually, it was the funniest comedian that I'd seen live ever, man.
Maybe he's got a Netflix show.
He was part of the show.
YouTube or something.
I think he was part of the shows. Oh, he also talked about the first time he came to Australia, he got deported because he had come on a tourist visa and he's a comedian. And there was the Melbourne Festival of Comedy, a comedy festival happening. So
and
he was working. So he went and he did all of these shows, thinking it'd be sweet, and he was like, I've enjoyed my time, I want to stay a bit longer. So he went to the immigration office to extend his visa, and the lady that processed his visa was at his show. Bro, she's like, I've seen you. You are not a tourist. You were working and getting paid to do the shows. So she deported him back to America.
That's terrible though. Man,
That's sad, man.
If I worked at a place like that, if I saw the comedian, if I had fun and laughed, mate, stay in Australia as long as you want. Give me a passport. Rip it up.
You ain't going nowhere.
Stay here, make me laugh.
They just had shows on every night that we went to. One interesting one which I didn't think I would like was the Dolly Parton one, and they just talked about the history of Dolly Parton.
Oh yeah.
She came from a poor family.
Shit.
Was it a drag show?
Oh no, she was this lady.
No,
No, I can get where you're coming from.
The only fun thing is that, like...
Yeah, but this lady was the Australian version because she was a version of Dolly Parton. Like, she'd played, shows with her before.
Impersonator?
Yeah, impersonator, sorry. So, yeah, she talked about... You know, she wrote the song, I Will Always Love You?
Yeah, Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston?
Yeah. And Whitney made it, like, the star.
Yeah, I didn't know she had originally wrote that song in the 60s.
That's crazy.
And then... Just things like that where, and her family was so poor that they had 12 kids in her family. And I was like, fuck, man.
It's a lot of kids.
So just hearing, like, just little things like that, I was like, fuck, I enjoyed the shows because it was free.
Yeah.
So I didn't pay for that.
That's good.
So, yeah, but overall, recommend that cruise to people. I know just that one for 20 minutes, but...
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, hopefully it gives people...
Yeah, we haven't heard from you in a long time.
Yeah.
No, that's good. Like, it sort of brought me there to, like, on the ship. And seeing all these fun things and experiences. So,
that's actually,
Well, we'll post up that Sucks Up video.
Yes, I'll send that.
Yeah, get that over and we'll post it up for everyone. See what it's like.
Yes.
So everyone can put on your hat and...
Yeah, because I even took a photo of me touching how soft, like, the paste that comes out, like, you could feel it.
Starch
is, the texture is so different to when because it wasn't dried yet.
Yeah.
So it was just sitting in that water fermenting.
Yeah. It settles at the bottom.
Sorry. And then once you take that out and let it dry, then it becomes a totally different texture altogether. So, yeah, it was just interesting.
Yeah, amazing trip, man.
Yeah, bro. Really, just good to be back home too as well. I haven't been back home for 4 years. So.
In your bed.
Kage boy.
Yeah, that's right. Did you...
Bro, I did, man.
People like the miso.
Yeah, they were just looking at me like, what the heck? But I only had it in Alata because the other tours we went to, we didn't stop it. We didn't have enough time to go. So and then but it was just good to be be back immersed in had some fresh fish. We went to this place in Alata where they bought fresh fish, crabs, yam, taro, like all of those tapioca, shit like that. I was like, people didn't want to eat, and I was like, just give me some,
And where the market or?
Oh, it was at this place called Hiwiwi Lodge.
Is that in the main town area?
Yeah, at the very top. You overlook the...
like they call it Top Town.
Yes, yeah.
I've been to the size 28 back in the day. School camp.
Yeah.
School camp.
But bro,
the Alata trip.
Yeah.
Joey's always did that.
Yeah. They were there as well when we were there once.
So just and seeing how close the clouds were to the mountains and stuff, it was just beautiful. I got so many photos that I'm just gonna print out and just keep
have some in this floating around, like some of the pictures.
Oh yeah, I'll send them. Yeah.
Send them over to me. I'll put them up for they can be in PNG as well.
Yes, sir.
You're in PNG. PNG is a great place now.
That's it.
That's it.
Thanks for joining, guys.